Hey there, everybody. Okay, so garlic should be starting to get ready to come out of your garden very soon if you have not already pulled it out. So I'm going to show you how I go ahead and process and preserve my garlic. This garlic actually, I left it outside for way longer than I should have because a couple of them got forgotten, and these ones were left outside and got kind of gross. And so I'm actually going to go ahead and pull them apart and preserve them a little differently than I would the rest of them. So I'm going to show you both ways that I'm going to do that here. So this is what my garlic looks like, all dried. It's kind of gross because it got rained on and all sorts of stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and cut about the size of my thumb. So it should be about 1 inch above the top of the garlic there. And this I'm just going to throw in my compost pile. If you don't have one, just literally throw it outside. Don't throw it in the landfill. And then I hold all of the pieces of roots together, and I just use a pair of kitchen shears and cut it off as close to the base as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then that is your garlic bulb. And now you want to go ahead and clean this before you put it up to preserve it. And so mine is really dirty because, like I said, it got rained on after it was sitting in the dirt, and so that kind of didn't really help. And so I'm just twisting at the neck just very gently to get some of those layers to come off. Now I also have a old soft bristle toothbrush that if they weren't so dirty, I could just go ahead and scrub them. So I'm going to pull off a couple layers of that top, just that very first layer. I might actually get a second layer, but it's not super vital here that I leave all of them, especially on this one, because I'm going to go ahead and preserve this by peeling it all the way eventually. But I want to show you how to get that nice and clean. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. The ones that you see at the store are going to be like super white and beautiful. Yours might not look exactly like that, and that's okay. So I just went ahead and peeled it. I left the stem and I left a little bit of the roots here that I chopped off, and I pulled it. It's pretty clean. You can still see some dirt on it. Here's another one that I have that's a little bit nicer. Mind my garden fingernails. And so I pulled all of that down so that it's as clean as it could be. Now these, as long as I store them in a cold, cool, dark space, they should be good pretty much for the entire year. I'm gonna go ahead and put mine in a like old shoebox in my garage because I don't really have a space right now in my laundry room storage space. And I'm going to be converting that space into a garden storage space this year, actually. So I'll show you guys how I do that. But this is my garlic that I'm going to go ahead and store it like this. Now, if you wanted to take that a step further, like I'm going to, I am actually going to pull each of these off, just like you would if you were going to be using your garlic. And I'm going to peel them, and then I'm going to make them into garlic powder. And I'll show you how to do that in a separate video. But these are actually golden, perfectly ready to go ahead and store and preserve them for whatever you need your garlic for. There are other ways you can preserve them, and I will go ahead and make another video on that, but this is the easiest. You don't really have to do any extra steps for this. But you can, make them into minced garlic. You can make it into garlic powder. You can do so many other things, and I will share those eventually.